Rain hammers the sidewalk. Neon bleeds pink and blue across wet pavement. A pregnant man kneels in the gutter, one hand pressed against his swollen belly, the other reaching toward a child who shouldn't be here alone. The boy's sneakers are soaked through. His backpack hangs crooked on small shoulders. He's maybe 6 years old, shaking so hard his teeth click together. "Please," the child whispers, "can you walk me home?" The pregnant man's name is Rowan. He doesn't know this boy. Doesn't know why a kid this young is wandering Brooklyn streets at 11:30 on a Tuesday night. But his body moves before his brain catches up, always does when children are involved. Hi viewers, kindly tell us where you're watching from and what time it is. Rowan's knees hit cold concrete. Pain shoots up his spine, but he ignores it. 8 months pregnant and his body's already screaming. Contractions started 2 hours ago. Mild ones, lying to himself ones. "What's your name?" Rowan asks. "Silas." "Where do you live, Silas?" The boy points down the block toward shadows Rowan can't see through. No lights in that direction, just warehouses and empty storefronts with bars on the windows. Across the street, a black Tesla idles at the curb, engine purring, headlights off, someone's inside. Rowan can feel eyes on him, heavy, calculating, wrong. He shifts his weight. His cheap jacket, the one he bought at Goodwill after selling everything else, sticks to his skin. Rain soaks through to bone. He sold his Gucci coat 3 months ago when the hospital in Maryland sent the second bill. $12,000 for an emergency room visit that didn't even fix the problem. Silas grabs Rowan's sleeve. "I'm scared." Something cold drops through Rowan's chest. Not fear, recognition. He's been this kid before. Lost, alone, waiting for someone to care enough to stop. "Okay," Rowan says softly, "I'll walk you." He pushes himself up. His knees crack. His belly shifts and another contraction rolls through, deeper this time, sharper. He breathes through his nose and counts to 7. The Tesla door opens. A man steps out, tall, broad shoulders in a tailored suit that probably costs more than Rowan's rent. A watch catches streetlight, Rolex, maybe Patek Philippe. His shoes are polished to a mirror shine despite the rain. The man doesn't move closer, just stands there, watching. Rowan takes Silas's hand. The boy's fingers are ice cold. "Come on," Rowan murmurs, "let's get you home." They take 3 steps. The man speaks. "Silas." Rowan freezes. His heart slams against his ribs. The boy hasn't said his name out loud yet, not to this stranger. Rowan knows because he was listening. He's always listening. Survival depends on it. Silas turns toward the voice. The suited man's face is unreadable. Sharp jawline, dark eyes that don't blink. Power rolls off him like heat from asphalt in summer. "How do you know his name?" Rowan asks. His voice shakes. The man tilts his head slightly. "You shouldn't be out here." "We're fine." "You're in labor." Rowan's breath catches. He didn't say that, didn't mention it, didn't even wince where this man could see. The stranger takes 1 step forward, not aggressive, controlled, like he's approaching something wild that might bolt. "Get in the car," the man says quietly, "both of you." Rowan pulls Silas closer. "We don't know you." "No," the man agrees, "but I know what happens to people like you when they're alone on streets like this." Another contraction hits. Harder, Rowan's knees buckle. He catches himself against a lamppost. His hand slips on wet metal. Silas makes a small sound, fear wrapped in confusion. The suited man moves fast. Too fast. He's beside Rowan in 2 strides, hand hovering near Rowan's elbow but not touching. Not yet. "Hospital's 4 blocks away," the man says. "You won't make it walking." Rowan's vision blurs. Rain or tears, he doesn't know. "I can't afford." "I didn't ask about money." The Tesla's back door swings open. Warm light spills onto wet pavement. Rowan can see leather seats, climate control, safety. Everything he can't give himself. Silas tugs on Rowan's hand. "Mister, you're shaking." Rowan looks down. The boy's right. His whole body trembles. The stranger's phone buzzes. He glances at the screen. His jaw tightens. Whatever message he just read, it changed something. "Rowan," the man says. Every nerve in Rowan's body lights up. He never said his name. Didn't introduce himself. Didn't tell this man anything. "How?" Rowan starts. His phone vibrates in his pocket. Once, twice, 3 times. He pulls it out with shaking hands. Unknown number. The message loads slow, letter by letter, like the universe wants him to suffer through every word. He found you. Rowan's phone slips through his fingers. It hits the sidewalk with a crack that sounds too loud against the rain. Screen spiders with fractures. Silas bends to pick it up, but Rowan grabs his shoulder. Don't touch it. The boy freezes. The suited man doesn't move, doesn't reach for them. Just stands there with rain soaking through $1,000 fabric like he's got all night. Rowan's mind races. He's been running for 8 months. Maryland to New Jersey to Massachusetts and back to New York. Every time he finds work, it disappears. Every time he signs a lease, the landlord suddenly has concerns. Every time he thinks he's safe, something breaks. This isn't coincidence anymore. Who are you? Rowan asks. The man's expression doesn't change. Someone who can help. That's not an answer. It's the only one you're getting on a street corner. Rowan's legs shake, not from fear, from exhaustion. He's been standing too long. His body wasn't built for this, 8 months pregnant and running from ghosts he can't name. Silas presses closer to Rowan's side. Are you the bad man? The stranger's eyes flicker to the boy. Something crosses his face. Surprise maybe, or pain. No, he says quietly, I'm not the bad man. Then who is? Silas asks. The man doesn't answer that. Instead he looks at Rowan, really looks, like he's memorizing features or confirming something he already suspected. You've been alone for a while, the man says. It's not a question. Rowan's throat tightens. That's none of your business. It is when you're about to give birth on a sidewalk in my city. His city, like he owns it. Like Brooklyn's just another piece of property on some invisible board game Rowan doesn't know he's playing. A black SUV turns the corner 2 blocks down. New Jersey plates, tinted windows. It slows as it passes, engine rumbling low. The suited man notices. His posture shifts barely, but Rowan sees it. Tension coiling in shoulders, hand moving toward his jacket pocket. Get in the car, the man says again, firmer this time. Rowan backs up a step. I don't. Now, the SUV makes a U-turn. Headlights sweep across wet asphalt. Rowan's heart hammers. He knows that vehicle. Saw it parked outside his motel in Jersey City 2 weeks ago. Saw it again near the bus station in Massachusetts. Told himself he was paranoid. He's not paranoid. Silas's hand tightens around Rowan's. I want to go home. Me too, Rowan whispers. The Tesla's engine revs once. The suited man pulls open the back door wider. 10 seconds, then I make this decision for you. You can't. 8 seconds. The SUV's passenger window rolls down. Rowan can't see who's inside, but he smells cigarette smoke. Hears low voices. 6 seconds. Rowan's body makes the choice his brain can't. He pulls Silas toward the Tesla. They stumble. Rowan's belly throws off his balance. His foot catches on the curb. The man catches him. One hand under Rowan's elbow, steady and warm through wet fabric. His grip is firm but not painful. Controlled. I've got you, the man says. Rowan doesn't answer. Can't. Another contraction hits and this one doubles him over. He gasps. His free hand presses against his stomach. The man lifts Silas into the car first. Then he helps Rowan, not rough, not rushing, just efficient. The door closes. Climate control kicks in. Warm air hits Rowan's face and he nearly sobs from relief. The driver doesn't turn around, doesn't speak, just puts the car in gear and pulls away from the curb as the SUV accelerates toward them. Rowan twists in his seat. Through the rear window he sees the SUV swerve. Stop. A man in a dark jacket steps out onto the sidewalk. He's looking at the spot where Rowan was kneeling 30 seconds ago. Looking for him. The Tesla turns left. Buildings swallow the view. Rowan's chest heaves. He can't catch his breath. Can't think. His phone's still on the sidewalk 2 blocks back with that message glowing on the cracked screen. He found you. Silas sits beside him, backpack in his lap, eyes wide. The suited man reaches into a compartment and pulls out a bottle of water. Hands it to Rowan without looking back. Drink, he says. Rowan's hands shake too much to open it. The man takes it back, twists the cap. Returns it. Rowan drinks. The water's cold, clean. He doesn't realize how thirsty he is until half the bottle's gone. Where are we going? Rowan asks. Hospital. I can't afford. I told you, money isn't the question. Then what is? The man finally turns in his seat. His eyes lock onto Rowan's, dark, intense, familiar in a way that makes Rowan's stomach drop. The question, the man says slowly, is how long you've been running from something you think I'm part of. Rowan's breath stops. The man's phone buzzes, he glances at it, his jaw tightens again. And the answer, he continues, is too long. The Tesla accelerates. Rowan watches streetlights blur past. His mind spins through possibilities, none of them good. Silas tugs on Rowan's sleeve. Mister, why are you crying? Rowan touches his face. Wet, he thought it was rain. It's not rain. The suited man's voice comes soft through the dark. Rowan, don't make me lose you twice. The hospital lights are too bright. Rowan shields his eyes. Pain lances through his abdomen, and he doubles over in the Tesla's back seat. Silas makes a small, scared sound. The suited man is already out of the car. He opens Rowan's door. His hand hovers near Rowan's shoulder. Can you walk? Rowan tries. His legs won't cooperate. The contraction hasn't passed yet. It's worse than the others, deeper, meaner, wrapping around his spine like wire. The man doesn't wait for permission. He slides one arm behind Rowan's back, the other under his knees, and lifts. Rowan's too shocked to protest. Nobody's carried him since he was a child. He weighs too much. He's 8 months pregnant. The man walks toward the emergency entrance like Rowan weighs nothing. Put me down, Rowan gasps. No. People are staring. Let them. Automatic doors slide open. Cold air-conditioned air hits Rowan's face. The man strides past the waiting room, past the desk where a nurse is standing up with her mouth open, past the security guard reaching for his radio. Sir, you can't, the nurse starts. The man doesn't stop. Exam room, now. His voice carries weight, command, the kind of authority that doesn't ask twice. The nurse's face changes. She grabs a wheelchair, this way. Rowan's set down carefully. The wheelchair's leather is cold through his wet clothes. Silas runs up beside him, backpack bouncing. They move fast, too fast. Rowan's brain can't keep up. He's been in hospitals before, waited 6 hours in Maryland, 9 hours in Jersey. Nobody rushed for him then. The exam room door closes. A doctor appears. Older woman with grey hair and calm hands. She doesn't ask questions, just starts checking vitals. How far along? She asks Rowan. 34 weeks. Her eyes narrow. When did contractions start? 2 hours ago, maybe 3. She presses her stethoscope against Rowan's belly, listens. Her expression doesn't change, but Rowan sees her jaw tighten. We need an ultrasound, she says, not to Rowan, to someone behind him. Rowan turns. The suited man stands against the wall, arms crossed, watching. You can't be in here, Rowan says. I'm not leaving. The doctor glances between them. Are you family? The man's eyes don't leave Rowan's face. Yes. Rowan opens his mouth to argue. Another contraction hits. He gasps. His hands grip the examination table so hard his knuckles go white. The doctor moves fast. Orders snap out. Nurses appear. Equipment rolls in. Rowan's lifted onto the table. His shirt's pushed up. Cold gel spreads across his belly. The ultrasound wand presses down. Rowan stops breathing. He's seen this before, knows what comes next. In Maryland, they told him the baby might not make it. Complications, stress, malnutrition, a dozen medical words that meant your body's failing. The screen flickers, grainy black and white, a shape that looks like nothing and everything. Then a heartbeat, fast and strong. The doctor exhales. Baby's okay, heart rate's good, but you're in active labor. It's too early, Rowan whispers. 34 weeks isn't ideal, but it's viable. We can manage this. Rowan's vision blurs. Relief and terror mix into something that tastes like metal. I can't afford. The suited man steps forward. He places something on the counter. A black card, the kind banks give to people who have more money than sense. Whatever it costs, the man says. The doctor nods once. She's already moving. We need to admit you. I want continuous monitoring. If labor progresses, we might need intervention. What kind of intervention? Rowan asks. Let's see how things develop. She leaves. The door swings shut. Rowan's alone with the suited man and Silas. Silas climbs into the chair by the window. His backpack sits in his lap like armor. Rowan looks at the man, really looks, sharp features, dark eyes, a jaw that could cut glass. There's something familiar in the lines of his face, something Rowan's brain keeps trying to place. "Who are you?" Rowan asks again. The man doesn't answer immediately. He moves to the window, looks out at the parking lot. His reflection in the glass shows tension Rowan didn't notice before. "Someone who's been looking for you," the man finally says. Rowan's stomach drops. "Why?" "Because 8 months ago you disappeared." "I didn't disappear, I left." "Not by choice." Rowan's hands shake. He presses them against his belly, feels the baby move, a small kick against his palm. "You don't know anything about my choices." The man turns. His eyes are dark, intense. "I know you were working at a hotel in California. I know you lived on the 4th floor of a building on Market Street. I know you liked your coffee black and you always took the stairs because the elevator made you nervous." Rowan's breath stops. Those details, nobody knows those things. He never told anyone. He was careful, he was. "I know," the man continues quietly, "that you were 3 months pregnant when someone told you I was dangerous, that I'd hurt you, that you needed to run." "Stop. I know it was a lie. Stop talking. And I know whoever fed you that lie is the same person who sent that text tonight." Rowan's phone, the cracked screen, "He found you." "How do you know about the text?" Rowan whispers. The man's expression doesn't change. "Because I've been tracking the same people who have been tracking you." A nurse knocks, enters without waiting for permission. She's holding paperwork. "We need to get you admitted. Insurance information." Rowan's throat closes. "I don't have insurance." The nurse's face falls. She starts to say something. The suited man cuts her off. "Bill everything to me directly." The nurse hesitates. "Sir, hospital policy." "I don't care about policy." His voice drops, not loud, worse, quiet and absolute. "Bill me. Now go get the admissions paperwork ready." She leaves. Rowan stares at the man. "Why are you doing this?" "Because someone has to." That's not an answer. The man's jaw tightens. He moves closer to the bed, close enough that Rowan can smell his cologne, expensive, subtle, close enough to see the exhaustion around his eyes. "You want an answer," the man says softly. "Here's one. Hospitals are where you lost everything once before, where records got flagged, where someone made sure you'd never get help again." Rowan's chest tightens. "How do you?" "I know because I pulled your medical files from Maryland. Took me 3 weeks and a federal warrant, but I found them." "That's illegal." "So is what they did to you." Rowan's heart slams against his ribs. The room feels smaller, hotter, like the walls are closing in. "Who's they?" Rowan asks. The man's phone buzzes. He glances at the screen. His expression hardens. "The people who have been making sure you stay broken," he says, "and the person who just walked into this hospital's lobby." Rowan's breath catches. "What do you mean someone just walked in?" The suited man doesn't answer. He's already moving toward the door. His hand slides inside his jacket. Rowan sees the outline of something there, angular, heavy. "A gun." "Stay here," the man says. "Like I can go anywhere," Rowan snaps. Silas looks up from his chair. "Is the bad man here?" The suited man's expression softens for half a second, not for long. He leaves, the door clicks shut. Rowan's alone with Silas and the ultrasound machine still humming in the corner. Another contraction rolls through. He breathes through it, counts to 10. His hands grip the bed rails. Through the small window in the door, he sees the man talking to hospital security. Their body language is wrong, too stiff, too formal, like they're not talking, like they're taking orders. Who is this man? Rowan's mind spins back 8 months. California, the hotel. Late shifts, cleaning rooms rich people trashed. He'd been invisible then, preferred it that way. Easier to survive when nobody noticed you. Then he showed up. Tall, well-dressed, tipped $50 for bringing extra towels, asked Rowan's name, smiled like it mattered. They had coffee, then dinner, then more dinners, 3 weeks of something that felt like hope. Then Rowan missed his period. The pregnancy test came back positive on a Tuesday. Rowan called the number he'd been given. It went straight to voicemail. He tried again. Nothing. 2 days later, a woman in a business suit knocked on Rowan's apartment door, said she worked for him, said there'd been a mistake, said Rowan needed to sign paperwork and leave California immediately for his own safety. Said the man Rowan thought he knew was dangerous. Rowan didn't sign anything, but he ran anyway, because the woman knew things she shouldn't: his address, his schedule, his medical history. And because that night someone broke into his apartment while he was at work. Maryland was supposed to be safe. Then the hospital flagged his file. Then the landlord evicted him. Then every job application got rejected. New Jersey, same thing. Massachusetts, worse. And now New York. He found you. The door opens, the suited man returns. His face is unreadable. Problem solved, Rowan asks. For now. What does that mean? The man sits in the chair beside the bed, leans back. His expensive suit is still wet from the rain. He doesn't seem to care. It means, he says slowly, that someone's been paying off hospital administrators to flag your records whenever you show up. Rowan's stomach drops. That's not possible. It's very possible when you have money and leverage. Who would do that? The man's eyes meet Rowan's. Someone who benefits from keeping you isolated. Why? Because isolated people are easier to control. Rowan's hands shake. He presses them against his belly, feels the baby kick again, stronger this time, like it's reminding him to breathe. I don't understand, Rowan whispers. The man leans forward, elbows on his knees. His voice drops lower. 8 months ago you were told I was dangerous, that I'd hurt you, that you needed to disappear. Yes. Who told you? Rowan closes his eyes, sees the woman in the business suit, polished, professional, carrying a leather briefcase and a smile that didn't reach her eyes. She said she worked for you, Rowan says. She didn't. How did you know? Because I don't employ people who threaten pregnant omegas. The word omega hangs in the air. Rowan hasn't heard someone say it out loud in months. Most people avoid it, treat it like a diagnosis instead of biology. She had your business card, Rowan says. Forged. She knew things about you. Public information. She knew about us. The man's jaw tightens. Someone's been watching for a long time. Rowan's chest feels tight, like there's not enough air in the room. Why would someone do that? Because you're valuable. I'm nobody. You're carrying my child. The words hit like a freight train. Rowan's brain stutters, stops, restarts. What? The man doesn't repeat himself, just watches Rowan's face, waiting. You don't know that, Rowan says. Yes, I do. We were together 3 weeks, you could have. I didn't. Rowan's hands tremble. I don't believe you. The man pulls something from his pocket, a folded piece of paper. He hands it to Rowan. Rowan unfolds it with shaking fingers. It's a lab report, DNA analysis, dated 4 months ago. How did you get my DNA? Rowan whispers. Hair sample from the hotel. That's legal gray area, the man finishes. I know. Rowan stares at the report. The numbers blur together. He can't process this, can't breathe. Why didn't you tell me? Rowan asks. I tried. You changed your number, moved states, disappeared. Because I thought you were dangerous. I am dangerous. The man's voice goes quiet, but not to you. Another contraction hits. Rowan gasps. His hands grip the bed rail. The pain is worse now, sharper, like something inside him is tearing. The man stands, moves to the door, opens it. We need a doctor in here. A nurse rushes in, then another. The doctor from before appears. She checks monitors, presses buttons. Her face is calm, but her movements are fast. Contractions are getting closer, she says. We need to prep for delivery. It's too early, Rowan gasps. Baby's ready. Your body knows what it's doing. Rowan's vision blurs. He's scared, terrified. He's been alone for 8 months, and now he's surrounded by strangers and machines, and a hand closes around his, warm, steady. The suited man, standing beside the bed, not leaving. I've got you, the man says quietly. Rowan wants to pull away, wants to scream, wants to demand answers for 8 months of hell. But another contraction hits, and he can't do anything except squeeze that hand and hold on. The doctor's voice cuts through the pain. We're moving to delivery. Someone page the NICU team. Everything happens fast. The bed unlocks. Wheels turn. The ceiling tiles blur past. Silas' small voice calling from somewhere behind them. Rowan's rolled into a bright room. Lights overhead. Cold air, machines beeping. The suited man is still there, still holding his hand. "What's your name?" Rowan gasps between contractions. The man leans close. His voice is barely a whisper against the chaos. "Dante." Rowan's world tilts. That name. He knows that name. Everyone knows that name. Dante Cross, the man who runs half the East Coast. The one newspapers call a ghost. The one prosecutors can't touch. The one people whisper about in bars and courtrooms and back alleys. The most dangerous man Rowan's ever met. And the father of his child. "Push," the doctor orders. Rowan pushes, pain rips through him, he screams. Dante's hand tightens around his. "You're doing great." "I hate you," Rowan sobs. "I know. This is your fault." "I know." Another push, more pain. The doctor's voice calm and steady. Nurses moving fast, machines beeping faster. Then a sound. Small, wet, angry. A baby crying. Rowan's heart stops, restarts, explodes. "It's a boy," the doctor says. "Healthy, strong lungs." They place something on Rowan's chest. Warm, wriggling, covered in vernix and screaming. Rowan's baby. His son. He looks up at Dante, sees something he didn't expect. Tears. The most dangerous man on the East Coast is crying. Dante leans down, touches the baby's tiny hand with one finger. The baby's fingers close around it, hold tight. And Rowan watches Dante's face crumble. "He has my scent," Dante whispers. The doctor freezes, the nurses exchange glances. Because that's not something you can fake, not in their world. Scent is biology, proof. Dante straightens, his expression hardens. The tears are gone, replaced by something cold and absolute. "If anyone outside this room knows about this baby," Dante says quietly, "they're dead by morning." The doctor nods once. Rowan's too exhausted to process the threat, too overwhelmed. He just holds his son and tries to breathe. Dante's phone buzzes, he glances at it, his face goes stone. "What?" Rowan whispers. Dante shows him the screen, 3 words. "The lawyer's here." Rowan's arms tighten around his son. The baby's stopped crying, just breathing, tiny chest rising and falling against Rowan's. "Who's the lawyer?" Rowan asks. Dante's already moving toward the door. "The man who destroyed your life." "Wait. Stay here, don't let anyone in except medical staff." "Dante." "He's gone." The door swings shut. Rowan looks down at his son. Perfect, 10 fingers, 10 toes, dark hair still wet from birth, eyes squeezed shut. A nurse approaches, older woman with kind eyes. "We need to take him for measurements and tests." "No. Sir, it's standard procedure." "I said no." The nurse's expression softens. "He's healthy, I promise. We just need to make sure everything's functioning properly." Rowan's hands shake. He's held his baby for 3 minutes. 3 minutes after 8 months of hell, he's not letting go. But the nurse is patient, explains each test, shows him the warmer where they'll work, promises he can watch. Finally, Rowan nods. They lift the baby gently, carry him to the warmer 6 feet away. Rowan can see everything, can hear his son's small sounds. The door opens, Rowan's head snaps up. Not medical staff. A man in a grey suit, expensive, Italian cut. He's carrying a briefcase and wearing a smile that makes Rowan's skin crawl. "Mr. Hale," the man says, "congratulations on the birth." "Get out." "I'm afraid I can't do that. I have legal documents that require your signature." Rowan's heart slams against his ribs. "I'm not signing anything." The man sets his briefcase on the counter, opens it, pulls out papers. "These are custody agreements for your protection." "I don't need protection from my own baby." "Not from the baby, from the father." The nurse looks between them, uncertain. She reaches for the phone on the wall. The lawyer's smile widens. I wouldn't do that if I were you. Hospital policy states that legal matters must be. The door slams open. Dante, no longer calm, his jacket's gone, sleeves rolled up, there's blood on his knuckles. Get the fuck out of my hospital, Dante says quietly. The lawyer doesn't flinch. This is a public facility. It's not anymore. You can't. I own the building, bought it 20 minutes ago, you're trespassing. The lawyer's smile falters. That's impossible. Dante pulls out his phone, shows the screen, an email, a wire transfer, $42 million. Rowan's brain can't process that number. The lawyer's face pales, he gathers his papers. This isn't over. Yes, it is. The courts will. Dante moves fast, grabs the man's wrist, twists, the briefcase hits the floor, papers scatter. If you ever come near him again, Dante says softly, I will end you. You can't threaten me. That wasn't a threat. Threats imply uncertainty. Security appears in the doorway. 2 men in suits, not hospital security, private. Dante releases the lawyer's wrist, steps back, escort him out, make sure he understands property boundaries. The men move forward. The lawyer backs toward the door. His confidence is cracking. You're making a mistake. The only mistake, Dante says, was letting you live this long. They take him, the door closes. Silence. Rowan can't breathe, can't think. The nurse is staring at Dante like she's seeing him for the first time. Dante walks to the warmer, looks down at the baby, his son. His expression shifts from cold to something raw and unguarded. He's perfect, Dante whispers. Rowan watches him, this man who just bought a hospital, who threatened someone's life without blinking, who's standing over a newborn like it's the most precious thing he's ever seen. Why did you buy the hospital? Rowan asks. Dante doesn't look away from the baby, to make sure they can't touch you here. Who's they? Everyone who spent 8 months making sure you'd have nowhere to go when this baby came. Rowan's chest tightens. The lawyer works for someone. Yes. It's who? Dante finally looks at him. His eyes are dark, tired, haunted. Someone I trusted 8 months ago. Someone I let get too close to my organization. It's a rival. Worse, a partner. The word drops like lead. Rowan's hands shake. Someone in your crew. Someone who saw an opportunity when you got pregnant, who manufactured evidence to make me think you were dangerous, who separated us before I could verify anything. Rowan's vision blurs. Why? Because pregnant omegas are valuable, especially ones connected to me. Valuable how? Dante's jaw tightens. Leverage, blackmail, a way to control me. The baby makes a small sound. The nurse finishes her tests, wraps him in a blanket, brings him back to Rowan. Rowan takes his son, holds him close, breathes in his scent, sweet, clean, new. What happens now? Rowan whispers. Now, Dante says, I finish what I should have finished 8 months ago. Which is? Destroying everyone who hurt you. Rowan looks up, meets Dante's eyes, sees something there that terrifies him. Not anger, worse. Certainty. I don't want violence, Rowan says. It's not about what you want, it's about what they did. Revenge won't fix this. No, but justice will. The nurse clears her throat. I'll give you privacy. She leaves, the door clicks shut. Rowan and Dante alone with their son. I didn't know, Dante says quietly, about the baby, about you running, about any of it. You should have looked harder. I did for 6 months. Every lead was a dead end. Every trace disappeared. Someone was covering tracks faster than I could follow. Rowan's throat tightens. I thought you didn't care. I destroyed 3 cities looking for you. What? Jersey, Massachusetts, Connecticut. I tore apart every operation connected to the people who might have taken you. Found nothing, just more lies. Rowan stares at him. 3 cities. Would have been more, but I ran out of targets. The baby shifts in Rowan's arms, makes a small sound. His eyes open for the first time. Dark, unfocused, beautiful. Dante reaches out, hesitates. Can I? Rowan nods. Dante takes his son carefully, like he's holding glass. His hands are huge compared to the baby. scarred knuckles, blood still drying on his skin. But gentle. What's his name? Dante asks. Rowan hasn't thought about it, spent 8 months trying not to think about anything beyond survival. I don't know, Rowan admits. What about Elijah? Something warm spreads through Rowan's chest. Why Elijah? My brother's name. He died protecting someone he loved. Rowan swallows hard. Elijah works. Dante looks down at the baby, at Elijah. Hey little man, I'm your dad. Elijah's tiny hand reaches up, touches Dante's finger. Rowan watches them, father and son, his family. Except it's not that simple, nothing ever is. The lawyer will come back, Rowan says. Yes. With more people. Probably. And you're going to, what, buy every building I go to? Dante's eyes meet Rowan's, if I have to. That's not sustainable. Watch me. Rowan laughs, it comes out broken, exhausted, you're insane. I'm committed. To what? Us, you don't even know me anymore. I know enough. 3 weeks 8 months ago doesn't count. Dante shifts Elijah to one arm, uses his free hand to pull something from his pocket, a small velvet box. Rowan's heart stops. Don't, Rowan says. Dante opens the box anyway, inside a ring, simple, platinum band, small diamond. I bought this 9 months ago, Dante says, week 3, before you disappeared. Rowan can't breathe, you were going to propose. Yes. After 3 weeks. When you know, you know. That's insane. You said that already. Rowan stares at the ring, it's beautiful, perfect, everything he would have wanted. 8 months ago. I can't, Rowan whispers. I'm not asking you to marry me right now. Then why show me? Because I need you to understand something. Dante closes the box, puts it back in his pocket. I didn't abandon you, I didn't choose power over you, I didn't know you were suffering. But you do now. Yes. And I'm going to make it right. How? Dante's phone buzzes, he glances at it, his expression hardens. By ending the people responsible, he says, tonight. He hands Elijah back to Rowan, kisses the baby's forehead, then Rowan's. Don't leave this room, Dante says. Security's outside, nobody gets in. Where are you going? To have a conversation. Dante. Trust me. I don't. He smiles, sad, tired, you will. The door opens, closes. Rowan's alone with Elijah. His son sleeps peacefully, unaware of the war being fought over his existence. Rowan's phone vibrates, he picks it up, unknown number again. The message loads. We know where Silas lives. Rowan's blood turns to ice. Silas, the boy, he forgot about Silas. He scrambles for the call button, a nurse appears. The child who came in with me, Rowan gasps. Where is he? The nurse checks her tablet, waiting room with family. What family? Her face pales, I don't know. Rowan tries to stand, his body screams in protest, he just gave birth, he can't walk, can't. The door opens. A man Rowan doesn't recognize, suit, blank expression, gun visible under his jacket. Mr. Hale, the man says calmly, Mr. Cross wants you moved to a secure location. Where's Silas? The boy's safe. Where? Secure location. That's not an answer. The man steps closer, not threatening, just final, we need to leave now. Rowan looks down at Elijah, at his perfect sleeping face. Then at the message on his phone. We know where Silas lives. Because this was never about just Rowan. It was always about the children. The car smells like leather and gun oil. Rowan holds Elijah against his chest while the city blurs past the window. His body screams from childbirth, but fear overrides pain. The driver doesn't speak, just navigates through streets Rowan doesn't recognize. They're heading away from the hospital, away from light. Rowan's phone won't stop vibrating. Unknown numbers, one after another, he doesn't answer. Where's Dante? Rowan asks. The driver's eyes flick to the rearview mirror, handling business. That's not an answer. It's the only one I have. They turn into an underground parking garage, concrete walls, flickering lights. The car stops beside a black SUV, different from the one that followed them earlier. This one has Connecticut plates. A woman steps out, tall, dark skin, hair pulled back tight. She's wearing tactical gear and carrying a tablet. She opens Rowan's door. "Mr. Hale, I'm Kendra. Mr. Cross sent me." "Where's Silas?" "Safe house, 20 minutes from here." "I want to see him." "You will. First we need to move you somewhere they can't track." Rowan doesn't move. "Who's they?" Kendra's expression doesn't change. "People who think your baby is leverage." Elijah shifts in Rowan's arms, makes a small sound, still sleeping. "Come with me," Kendra says, not a request. Rowan climbs out, his legs shake. Kendra takes his elbow, guides him toward the SUV. The back door opens, inside, Silas. The boy's face lights up when he sees Rowan. "You're okay," Silas scrambles forward. Rowan slides in beside him, relief floods through his chest. "Are you hurt?" "No, the lady gave me chicken nuggets." Kendra climbs into the passenger seat. The driver, different from before, starts the engine. They move fast through streets that get darker, emptier. Buildings change from residential to industrial, warehouses, chain-link fences, graffiti. Rowan's chest tightens. "Where are we going?" "Somewhere off the grid," Kendra says. "That's not comforting." "It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be safe." They pull up to a warehouse with blacked-out windows, security cameras everywhere, men in suits standing outside, armed. Kendra gets out first, scans the area, nods to the driver. Rowan's helped out, Silas follows, they're led inside. The warehouse doesn't look like a warehouse inside. It's furnished, couches, beds, a kitchen, medical equipment in the corner. "This is a safe house?" Rowan asks. "One of 12, Kendra says, rotated every 6 hours. Nobody knows which one you're in except Mr. Cross." A doctor appears, younger woman. She approaches Rowan with kind eyes. "I need to check you and the baby." Rowan hesitates. "I delivered 3 Barbies this month," the doctor says gently. "I know what I'm doing." Rowan lets her lead him to a private room. She checks his vitals, examines Elijah, nods approval. "You're both healthy, but you need rest." "I need answers." "Rest first, answers later." She leaves. Rowan sits on the bed holding Elijah. Silas climbs up beside him. "Is the baby yours?" Silas asks. "Yes." "What's his name?" "It's Elijah." "That's a good name." Silas reaches out, touches Elijah's tiny hand. He's really small. "He's new." "Were you scared?" Rowan swallows hard. "Very." "Me too, when I couldn't find my house." Rowan looks at the boy, really looks. "Silas, where are your parents?" The boy's face falls. "My mom's working. She works nights. I'm supposed to stay with my aunt, but she wasn't home." "So you were walking alone?" "I got lost. The streets look different in the rain." Rowan's heart cracks. "How old are you?" 7. 7 years old, alone on New York streets at night. Rowan thinks about all the things that could have happened, all the things that almost happened. "We're going to find your mom," Rowan says. "The scary man said that too." "What scary man?" "The one outside with the gun." Rowan's blood runs cold. "Silas, who told you to ask me for help?" The boy looks down. "A lady." "What lady?" "She had a nice coat, expensive. She said if I asked the pregnant man for help, someone important would notice." Rowan's hands shake. "What did she look like?" "I don't remember, it was dark." "Try." Silas squeezes his eyes shut. Tall, wearing red lipstick, she smelled like flowers. The door opens, Kendra steps in, her face is stone. "We have a problem," she says. Rowan's stomach drops. "What kind of problem?" "The hospital's security footage was wiped, all of it. Someone got access to the servers." "What does that mean?" "It means they know exactly what you look like, what the baby looks like, what car you left in." Rowan pulls Elijah closer. "How?" Inside job, someone on the hospital staff. I thought Dante bought the hospital. He did 20 minutes ago, not enough time to vet everyone. Rowan's chest tightens, so they're coming. They're already here. The lights go out. Complete darkness. Silas gasps. Rowan's heart slams against his ribs. Don't move, Kendra whispers. Rowan hears movement, fast, controlled, people moving through the warehouse, not panicked, trained. Red emergency lights flicker on, dim, barely enough to see. Kendra's at the window, looking out, her hand on her gun. How many? Someone asks from the hallway. 4 vehicles, maybe 20 men. Boss. On his way. Rowan stands, his legs shake. We need to leave. No exits, they've got us surrounded. Then what do we do? Kendra turns, her face is calm, too calm. We hold until Mr. Cross arrives. And if he doesn't? He will. Gunfire erupts outside, sharp cracks against concrete, glass shattering, men shouting. Silas screams. Rowan drops to the floor, covers Elijah with his body. Silas presses against his side. More gunfire, closer. The warehouse walls are thick but not bulletproof. Kendra's on her radio. We need backup, now. Static, then a voice, 3 minutes out. We don't have 3 minutes. The front door explodes inward. Smoke, fire, men in tactical gear pour through. Kendra fires once, twice, 3 times, bodies drop. But more come. Rowan crawls toward the back room, dragging Silas, protecting Elijah. His body screams. Blood seeps through his hospital gown. Here, Kendra shouts. She's beside him, pulling him up. This way. They run, down a hallway, through a storage room, to a back door Rowan didn't see before. Kendra kicks it open. Outside, an alley, dark, wet, rain falling again. A black car screeches up, the door flies open. Dante. Blood on his face, suit torn, gun in his hand. Get in, he roars. Kendra shoves Rowan toward the car. He stumbles, falls into the back seat. Silas tumbles in after. Kendra jumps in front. Dante's already moving, tires screaming. The car fishtails through the alley. Behind them, the warehouse explodes. Orange flames against black sky. The concussion rocks the car. Silas is crying, Elijah's wailing, Rowan can't breathe. Dante's eyes meet his in the rearview mirror. You okay? No. Good, stay scared, keeps you sharp. They burst onto a main street. Traffic, horns. Dante weaves through cars like they're standing still. Where are we going? Rowan gasps. Somewhere they won't follow. Where's that? Dante's jaw tightens. Jersey docks. Rowan's blood turns to ice. Jersey docks, where bodies disappear, where Dante's organization handles problems that can't be solved legally. No, Rowan whispers. Yes. I won't. This isn't a debate. Behind them, headlights, 3 vehicles, gaining fast. Dante curses, floors it, the car surges forward. Kendra's on her phone. We need a clean route to the docks. Now. Route's compromised, a voice responds. They've got eyes on every bridge. Then we go through the tunnel. Tunnel's blocked. Kendra looks at Dante. Boss. Dante's knuckles are white on the steering wheel. We improvise. He yanks the wheel. The car slides right, down a side street, through a red light. Horns blare. The pursuing vehicles follow. Gunfire, the back window shatters. Glass rains down. Rowan shields Elijah. Silas screams. Kendra leans out her window, returns fire. Rowan hears impacts, metal on metal. One of the pursuing cars swerves, crashes into a parked taxi. 2 vehicles left. Dante turns again, into an underground parking structure. Down, down, levels blur together. The pursuing cars follow. Their engines echo off concrete walls. Bottom level, Dante slams the brakes. The car spins, stops facing the entrance. Out, Dante shouts. They scramble. Rowan's legs barely work. Kendra grabs his arm, pulls him toward a maintenance door. Dante stays at the car, gun raised, waiting. The first vehicle comes down the ramp, fast, too fast. Dante fires once, the driver slumps. The car veers, hits a support column, crumples. The second vehicle stops, doors open, 4 men. Dante moves, not away, toward them. Rowan watches through the maintenance door, watches Dante cross become something else, something lethal. The fight lasts 30 seconds, maybe less. When it's done, 4 men are on the ground, Dante's barely breathing hard. He turns, runs toward the maintenance door, blood dripping from his hands. "Move," he orders. They're in a tunnel, service access, narrow, dark, water dripping from pipes. They run, Rowan's body is shutting down, his vision blurs, he stumbles. Dante catches him, lifts him, carries him and Elijah both. Kendra leads, Silas holds her hand, running hard. They burst out into an alley, different location, different neighborhood. Another car waiting, driver ready. They pile in, the car moves before the doors close. Silence except for breathing, ragged, exhausted. Rowan looks at Dante, at the blood, the torn suit, the exhaustion in his eyes. "Who are they?" Rowan whispers. Dante doesn't answer immediately. He's checking his phone, scrolling through messages. His expression darkens with each swipe. "The organization I built," Dante finally says, "was supposed to protect people like you. Instead, someone inside decided you were profitable." "Profitable how?" "Omega trafficking, baby trafficking. Market value on a healthy alpha-omega hybrid infant is 7 figures. Rowan's vision tunnels. They want to sell my baby." "Wanted past tense. What does that mean?" Dante looks up, his eyes are dead. "It means I'm about to dismantle an empire." The safe house is a penthouse. Glass walls overlooking the Hudson River. Security so tight Rowan counted 6 checkpoints getting up the elevator. Silas is asleep on the couch, exhausted, a blanket tucked around him, his small chest rising and falling. Elijah nurses at Rowan's breast. The lactation consultant was here an hour ago, made sure everything worked, left instructions and disappeared. Dante stands at the window, phone pressed to his ear, his voice is low, controlled, but Rowan hears the rage underneath. "I don't care what it costs, I want names, all of them." "Silence." "No, not arrests, I want locations." Maury silence. "Then make them talk." He ends the call, tosses the phone on the counter, runs both hands through his hair. Rowan watches him, this man who's killed people tonight, who's bought hospitals, who's dismantling an organization from the inside. "Who was that?" Rowan asks quietly. "My head of security," running down the list. "What list?" "Everyone who knew you were pregnant, everyone who had access to your location." "How many people?" 47. Rowan's stomach drops, that many. "That's just the inner circle." Dante moves to the bar, pours whiskey, doesn't drink it, just holds the glass, staring at amber liquid. "I built this," he says quietly, "spent 15 years creating something clean, something that didn't hurt innocents." "Clean," Rowan can't keep the bitterness out of his voice. "You run a criminal organization." "I run justice where the law won't go." Dante finally drinks. Human trafficking rings, drug cartels targeting kids, corrupt politicians protecting abusers. I shut them down. By breaking the law. By doing what courts can't. Rowan shifts Elijah to his other breast. The baby latches immediately, and someone in your organization decided I was worth more as a commodity. "Yes. It's who?" Dante's jaw clenches. "I have 3 suspects," narrowing it down. "How?" "Money trails, communication patterns, who stood to profit." A tablet buzzes on the counter. Dante picks it up, reads, his face hardens. "What?" Rowan asks. "They just tried to access your medical records, again." "I thought you locked those down." "I did. Someone's using a federal warrant to override my locks." "That's not possible." "It is if you have a judge on payroll." Rowan's hands shake. Elijah senses the tension, pulls away from nursing, fusses. Rowan rocks him gently. "What do we do?" "We flip it," Dante's already typing. "If they want records, we give them records, fake ones." "What kind of fake?" "The kind that says you and the baby died in childbirth." Rowan's blood runs cold. "No." It's the only way to. I said no, Rowan's voice cracks. Elijah starts crying. Silas stirs on the couch. I'm not faking my son's death. I'm not erasing him. Dante sets the tablet down, moves closer, kneels beside Rowan's chair. I'm trying to protect you. By making me disappear. By making them think there's nothing to chase. And then what? We hide forever. No, we hide long enough for me to eliminate the threat. Eliminate, Rowan laughs. It sounds broken. You mean kill? Yes. I don't want that. It's not about what you want, it's about keeping Elijah alive. The name hangs between them, their son, 8 hours old, already the target of people who see him as merchandise. Rowan looks down at Elijah, at his perfect face, his tiny hands, his dark eyes open now, staring up at Rowan like he knows, like he understands. There has to be another way, Rowan whispers. There isn't. Legal channels. A compromised, the lawyer who showed up at the hospital. He works for a federal prosecutor, the same prosecutor who's been protecting trafficking rings for 6 years. Rowan's stomach turns. How do you know? Because I've been investigating him, gathering evidence, preparing to take him down legally. And someone tipped him off. Now he's coming after you before I can finish. A knock on the door, sharp, controlled. Kendra enters. She's changed clothes. Tactical gear replaced with jeans and a blazer, but there's still a gun at her hip. We've got movement, she says. 3 cars just pulled up to the building across the street. Dante's on his feet. How many men? Can't tell, windows are tinted. Evacuate protocol. Already initiated. We can be out in 90 seconds. Dante looks at Rowan, at Elijah, at Silas sleeping on the couch. Get them ready. Kendra moves fast. She gently wakes Silas. The boy rubs his eyes, confused. We're going on another car ride, Kendra says softly. Need you to be brave. Silas nods, still half asleep. Rowan stands, his body protests. Everything hurts. But he holds Elijah close and follows Kendra toward the private elevator. Dante doesn't follow. He's at the window, phone to his ear again. I don't care if he's a prosecutor, Dante says. I want eyes on him. Now. Rowan stops. Dante. He turns. Come with us, Rowan says. I will, I need to. Now. Something in Rowan's voice cuts through. Dante ends the call, walks to the elevator, steps inside. The doors close, they descend. Fast, Rowan's ears pop. Underground garage, different car, bigger, armored. They climb in, Kendra drives, Dante sits in back with Rowan. They exit through a tunnel, not the main entrance, somewhere hidden. The streets are empty, 3 in the morning, the city never really sleeps but it pretends. Where are we going? Rowan asks. New location, Kendra says, 40 minutes out. Where? You'll see. They drive north through neighborhoods that get quieter. Richer, trees appear, actual lawns. Connecticut. They pull up to a gate, high, topped with cameras, security booth, armed guards. The gate opens, they drive through, up a long driveway, a mansion appears, stone and glass, lights on despite the hour. This is yours, Rowan asks. One of them, Dante says, nobody knows about this one. Except the guards. They're family, blood, not employees. They park, climb out, Rowan's legs barely work, Kendra helps him inside. The interior is warm, lived in, photos on the walls, family photos, Dante as a kid, Dante with a woman who has his eyes, Dante with a young man who must be the brother he mentioned. Elijah, the dead brother this baby's named after. Rowan stops at one photo, Dante and his brother, maybe 17 and 20, arms around each other, smiling like the world couldn't touch them. He died protecting someone, Rowan says quietly. Dante appears beside him, an Omega, trafficking victims. He got them out but didn't make it himself. How old was he? 22. I'm sorry. Don't be, he died the way he wanted, making a difference. A woman appears, older, grey hair pulled back, kind face. She takes one look at Rowan and Elijah and her expression softens. Oh honey, she says, come on, let's get you comfortable. She leads Rowan upstairs, to a bedroom with a king bed and soft lighting. Everything's ready: diapers, clothes, supplies. "How did you?" Rowan starts. "Mr. Cross called ahead," the woman says. "I'm Natasha. I've been with this family 30 years. You need anything, you ask." She leaves. Rowan sits on the bed. Elijah's asleep again, tiny body curled against Rowan's chest. The door opens. Dante. He sits beside Rowan, doesn't speak, just sits. "I can't do this," Rowan whispers. "You are doing this. I mean running, hiding, living in fear. It won't be forever. You don't know that." Dante's quiet for a long moment. Then, "My brother died because I wasn't fast enough, wasn't smart enough. I spent 3 months tracking the traffickers afterward. Found them, every single one." "What did you do?" "Made sure they couldn't hurt anyone else." Rowan looks at him. "You killed them." "Yes. And that fixed it." "No, but it stopped them." Rowan's chest tightens. "I don't want Elijah growing up around violence." "He won't, I'll make sure of that." "How?" Dante stands, walks to the window, looks out at grounds Rowan can barely see in the dark. "By finishing what I started 8 months ago," Dante says. "By taking down everyone who thinks they can profit off pain." His phone rings, he answers, listens, his face goes stone. "When? Pause. How many? Pause. Burn it, all of it." He ends the call, turns to Rowan. "The prosecutor just filed emergency custody papers," Dante says, "claiming you're unfit, claiming I kidnapped you and the baby." Rowan's world tilts. He can't do that. "He just did. Judge signed it 20 minutes ago." "What judge?" "The one who owes him favors." "So what happens?" Dante's expression is cold, absolute, war. The courthouse smells like old wood and broken promises. Rowan sits in a private room with bulletproof glass and 3 lawyers who cost more than houses. Elijah sleeps in a carrier beside him, 9 hours old, already the subject of legal warfare. Dante stands by the door, suit perfect, face unreadable, but Rowan sees his hands, clenched, white-knuckled. The lead lawyer, a woman named Simone with silver hair and sharper eyes, reviews documents. She doesn't look up when she speaks. The prosecutor's using a 2019 statute. She says, claims immediate danger to the infant, requesting temporary state custody pending investigation. Investigation of what? Rowan asks. Your fitness as a parent, your relationship with Mr. Cross, whether the child was conceived through coercion. Rowan's blood boils. I wasn't coerced. The prosecutor has a witness who says otherwise. What witness? Simon slides a paper across the table, a sworn statement. Rowan reads, his stomach drops. The woman in the business suit, the one who told him to run 8 months ago, she's claiming Dante threatened Rowan, forced him, that the pregnancy was non-consensual. This is a lie, Rowan says. We know, but lies with paperwork are harder to fight than truth without evidence. Dante speaks for the first time. We have evidence. Simon looks at him. What kind? The kind that proves she's on the prosecutor's payroll, that she's been falsifying documents for 6 years, that she's part of a trafficking network. Can you prove it in court? I can prove it everywhere. Simon's expression doesn't change. Mr. Cross, if you're suggesting. I'm not suggesting, I'm telling you, that prosecutor has 14 offshore accounts. I have the routing numbers. How? I don't answer those questions. Simon leans back, considers. If we present that in court, they'll ask how you obtained it. Let them ask. You could face charges. I'm already facing charges. Kidnapping, coercion, trafficking, they're throwing everything at me. Rowan's hands shake. This is my fault. Both lawyers and Dante look at him. If I hadn't gotten pregnant. Don't, Dante cuts him off. This isn't about you. This is about money, control, you're just the excuse. A knock on the door, Kendra enters, her face is stone. We've got a problem. Another one, Dante's voice is sharp. The prosecutor just filed a restraining order against you, claiming you're a danger to Mr. Hale and the child. On what grounds? Your criminal history. Dante laughs. It's cold. I don't have a criminal history. You do now, charges filed this morning. Assault, racketeering, conspiracy. Rowan stands, his legs barely hold him. They're framing you. Yes. Can they do that? They just did. Simone is already on her phone, barking orders, her team moving fast. Dante looks at Kendra. How long do I have? Before the restraining order takes effect, 2 hours. And if I violate it? Arrest, jail, loss of custody rights. Dante's jaw clenches. He looks at Rowan, at Elijah, at everything he's fighting for. Then we have 2 hours to end this, he says quietly. End it how? Rowan asks. Dante's phone buzzes. He reads. His expression shifts, not anger, satisfaction. They made a mistake, he says. What kind of mistake? The kind that proves everything. He shows Rowan the screen, an email sent from the prosecutor's office to an unknown recipient, but the header data is visible, and the recipient's IP address. A location in Maryland, the same hospital where Rowan's file got flagged. They're connected, Rowan whispers. Not just connected, coordinated. The prosecutor, the hospital administrator, the lawyer who showed up, they've been working together. Simone looks at the email. This is admissible. It is if we present it right. They'll claim it's illegally obtained. Then they'll have to explain why their secure server was accessing trafficking databases. Simone's eyes widen. You can prove that. I can prove all of it. The courtroom is packed. Media, observers, people who smell blood in the water. Rowan sits at the defendant's table even though he's not the defendant. His lawyers flank him. Elijah's in the carrier, still sleeping, unaware. Dante sits behind them, separated by the rail. The restraining order keeps him at a distance. The prosecutor enters. Tall, silver hair, expensive suit. He moves like he owns the room, probably does. The judge enters, everyone stands. Old man with tired eyes, he's seen everything, believes nothing. Be seated. The prosecutor speaks first. Smooth, confident, paints a picture of Rowan as a victim, Dante as a predator, the baby as evidence of crime. It's masterful. Rowan watches the judge's face, sees belief taking root. Then Simone stands. Your Honor, I'd like to present evidence of prosecutorial misconduct. The prosecutor's smile falters. Objection, irrelevant. Overruled, proceed. Simone presents documents, emails, bank statements, IP addresses, connections between the prosecutor, the hospital, the lawyer, a web of corruption that stretches across state lines. The courtroom goes quiet, people lean forward, the judge's expression shifts. The prosecutor stands. Your Honor, I don't know where this alleged evidence came from, but... It came from your server, Simone says calmly, which you used to coordinate with known trafficking networks. That's a lie. Is it? Because we also have testimony from 3 victims, Omegas who were flagged in hospital systems, separated from their children, told their Barbies died when they didn't. Rowan's blood turns to ice, other victims, other families destroyed. The judge calls recess, everyone stands, the prosecutor's team huddles, panicking. Dante leans forward, whispers to Rowan through the rail, it's working. What if it's not enough? It will be. 30 minutes later they're recalled. The judge looks older, more tired. I've reviewed the evidence, he says, and I'm issuing an order for investigation into the prosecutor's office. The prosecutor stands. Your Honor, this is. Sit down. The prosecutor sits. As for the custody matter, the judge continues, I see no evidence of danger to the child. Petition denied. Relief floods through Rowan, his hands shake. Elijah wakes, starts crying. The judge looks at them, his expression softens. Take your son home, Mr. Hale. They stand, the prosecutor's face is purple with rage. He's on his phone, barking orders. Dante meets them outside the courtroom. He doesn't touch Rowan, restraining order still in effect, but his eyes say everything. It's not over, Dante says quietly. I know. The prosecutor will appeal, file new charges. He's got resources. So do you. It's not legally. Rowan shifts Elijah in his arms, looks at this man who's fought for them, killed for them, dismantled empires. Then we fight illegally, Rowan says. Dante's eyes widen. What? You heard me. If the law won't protect us, we protect ourselves. Simone clears her throat. I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that. She leaves. The other lawyers follow. Kendra appears. We need to move, now. Why? Federal agents coming up the steps. They run down a back stairwell, through service corridors, out a delivery entrance. A car's waiting. They pile in. The driver pulls away as federal agents burst through the courthouse doors. Rowan looks back, sees them searching, calling, frustrated. Where now? He asks. Dante's on his phone, reading messages. His expression hardens with each word. The prosecutor just liquidated his accounts, Dante says. He's running. Where? International waters, private yacht, gone by morning. Can you stop him? Dante looks at Rowan, at Elijah, at everything he's promised to protect. Yes, he says, but not legally. The yacht is called Serenity, $40 million of floating privilege. It's docked at a private marina in Atlantic City. Security everywhere, but not enough. Rowan watches from a warehouse across the water. Dante beside him. Kendra, 4 other men Rowan doesn't know. They're all wearing black, tactical gear, looking like soldiers. Elijah's not here. Rowan left him with Natasha at the Connecticut house. Silas too, safe, protected. This isn't a place for children. Last chance to back out, Dante says. Rowan shakes his head. I need to see this. It won't be pretty. I don't care. Dante studies his face, looking for hesitation, finds none. Okay. They move at midnight, fast boats, no lights, cutting through dark water like knives. Rowan's on the second boat. Kendra beside him. She handed him a vest, bulletproof. He put it on without argument. The yacht gets closer, huge, white against black water, lights on the upper deck. Rowan sees shapes moving, guards. The prosecutor's already on board. Dante confirmed it an hour ago, packing, preparing to disappear forever. Not tonight. The boats pull up to the yacht's stern. Quiet, controlled. Dante's men move first, grappling hooks, ropes, climbing like spiders. Rowan hears sounds, muffled, then silence. Kendra goes next, then Rowan. His body screams, barely 12 hours postpartum and climbing ropes, but fear and rage override pain. They're on the deck, 3 guards down, not dead, unconscious, zip-tied. Dante leads them inside. The yacht's interior is obscene. Marble, gold, art worth more than lives. They move through corridors, checking rooms, finding staff, securing them. Nobody's hurt. Dante's not here for them. They reach the master suite, door closed, locked. Dante kicks it open. The prosecutor stands by the bed, packing a suitcase. He freezes when he sees them. His hand moves toward a drawer. Don't, Dante says quietly, gun raised. The prosecutor's hand stops. You can't do this. I just did. This is kidnapping, breaking and entering, assault. Add it to my list. The prosecutor's eyes find Rowan. You're making a mistake. I've made lots of mistakes, Rowan says. Trusting the law was one. The law protects people like you. The law failed people like me. You made sure of it. The prosecutor laughs. It's sharp, desperate. You think you've won. I have copies, evidence, insurance files. Had Dante corrects, past tense, I burned your insurance. That's impossible. Is it? Want to check your offshore accounts? The prosecutor pulls out his phone. His face drains of color. What did you do? Transferred everything to a victim's fund. $12 million, split among the Omegas you destroyed. You can't. Already done. The prosecutor moves fast, grabs something from the drawer, not a gun, a phone. He dials, emergency call. Dante crosses the room, knocks the phone away. It hits the wall, shatters. Nobody's coming, Dante says. Marina security's been paid. Coast guards looking the other way. You're alone. The prosecutor backs against the wall. What do you want? Names. What? Everyone in your network, every judge, every hospital administrator, every trafficker you've protected. I don't know what you're talking about. Dante's expression doesn't change. He nods to one of his men. The man steps forward, opens a laptop, shows the screen. Videos, audio files, the prosecutor's voice, clear, unmistakable, discussing prices, routes, victims. The prosecutor's face crumbles. That's fabricated. It's your voice, your accounts, your crimes. Nobody will believe. They don't have to believe, they just have to watch. Dante presses a button, the videos upload, streaming live to news outlets, federal agencies, social media. The prosecutor watches his life end in real time. You destroyed me, he whispers. No, Rowan says, you destroyed yourself. We just made sure people saw it. Sirens in the distance, getting closer. Federal agents this time, real ones not paid off. Dante and his team move fast, back toward the boats. Rowan follows. The prosecutor doesn't try to stop them, just stands there, broken. They're on the water before the agents arrive, cutting through darkness. Rowan looks back, sees lights, chaos, justice finally catching up. It's done, Dante says. Is it? The prosecutor's finished, his network's exposed, everyone connected is scrambling. What about us? We disappear for a while, let the dust settle. And then? Dante looks at him, really looks, then we figure out what comes next. Back at the Connecticut house, Rowan holds Elijah, the baby's awake, looking up at him with dark eyes. Silas sits beside them, drawing pictures. He draws a house, a family, stick figures holding hands. Is it over? Silas asks. Yes, Rowan says, it's over. Dante enters, he's changed, jeans, t-shirt, no blood this time, no weapons visible. He sits beside Rowan, close but not touching. They haven't talked about what they are, what they're becoming. Simone called, Dante says. Charges against you are dropped. Charges against me are still pending, but she's working on it. Will they stick? Probably not, too much public pressure. The prosecutor's videos went viral. Good. Dante hesitates, there's something else. What? Silas's mother, we found her. Rowan's heart clenches, is she okay? Yeah, she's been looking for him, filed reports, police ignored them. Where is she? On her way, should be here in an hour. Silas looks up, my mom. Yeah, buddy's your mom. The boy's face lights up, pure joy. He jumps up, starts packing, excited. An hour later, headlights in the driveway. A car pulls up, a woman gets out, young, exhausted, terrified. She sees Silas through the window, her face crumbles, she runs. The door opens, Silas runs to her, she drops to her knees, scoops him up, sobbing. I'm sorry, she's saying, I'm so sorry I couldn't find you. It's okay, Mama, the nice man helped me. She looks at Rowan, at Dante, tears streaming. Thank you, she whispers, I don't know how to. You don't have to thank us, Rowan says, just love him. She nods, can't speak, just holds her son. They leave an hour later. Silas waves from the car window, smiling, safe. The house feels quieter without him. Rowan sits in the nursery, Elijah asleep in his arms. Dante leans against the doorframe. What are you thinking? Dante asks. That this almost didn't happen, that we almost lost everything. But we didn't. Because you fought. We fought. Rowan looks up, what happens now? Dante moves into the room, sits beside them. Now you decide. Decide what? If you want me in your life, in Elijah's life, if you can forgive me for 8 months of hell. Rowan's quiet for a long moment. I don't know if I can forgive you. I understand. But I know I can't do this alone. Dante's eyes search his face. What are you saying? I'm saying maybe we figure it out, together, one day at a time. No marriage, no promises. Not yet, maybe not ever, but maybe something. Dante nods slowly. I can work with maybe. Elijah stirs, makes a small sound. Both men look down at him. This tiny person who changed everything. He needs a father, Rowan says quietly. He has one. Will you be good to him? I'll be everything he needs. And to me. Dante's voice drops. I'll spend the rest of my life making up for 8 months. That's a long time. I have time. They sit in silence, not comfortable, not easy, but possible. Outside, dawn breaks over Connecticut, a new day, a new start. But someone's watching from the tree line, a figure in shadow, taking photos, making calls. The prosecutor's network is broken, but networks have roots, and roots grow deep. The federal courthouse in Manhattan is different from the one before, bigger, more serious. This is where careers end and empires fall. Rowan sits in the witness gallery. Elijah's 3 months old now, growing fast, sleeping in a carrier beside him. Natasha sits on his other side, ready to help. Dante's at the defendant's table, suit perfect, face calm, but Rowan sees tension in his shoulders, sees the weight he's carrying. 6 charges: racketeering, conspiracy, obstruction, the prosecutor's final gift, filed before his arrest, evidence collected, witnesses lined up. The prosecutor himself is in prison, awaiting trial, his network dismantled, but the damage is done. Simone stands when the judge enters. This judge is younger, a woman with sharp eyes and no patience for games. The prosecution may begin. A federal attorney stands, young, ambitious. He presents evidence against Dante, years of investigation, wiretaps, financial records, testimony from associates who flipped. It's devastating, comprehensive. Rowan watches the jury, sees doubt, sees belief. Then Simone stands. Your Honor, the defense would like to present context. Proceed. Simone doesn't defend Dante's actions, doesn't claim innocence. Instead, she presents victims, real people, omegas saved from trafficking, children returned to families, lives rebuilt. She presents the prosecutor's network, shows how law enforcement failed, how courts ignored evidence, how Dante did what the system wouldn't. My client is guilty of many things, Simone says, but not of cruelty, not of profit. Everything he did to protect people the law abandoned. The prosecution objects, overruled. Witnesses testify, Omega's Dante saved, families reunited, people who would be dead or trafficked without him. The jury listens, really listens. Then the prosecution calls their surprise witness. The courtroom doors open, a woman enters. Rowan recognizes her, the woman in the business suit, the one who told him to run. His blood runs cold. She takes the stand, swears in, her voice is smooth, practiced. She testifies that Dante threatened her, forced her to help separate Rowan from his family, that everything was his plan. It's a lie, complete fabrication, but she's convincing. Rowan stands, can't help it, that's not true. The judge's gavel, order. Security moves toward Rowan. Simone's on her feet. Your Honor, Mr. Hale is not. I know what she is, Rowan shouts. She works for the trafficking network. She's the one who destroyed my life. The courtroom erupts. The judge calls recess. In the hall, Simone grabs Rowan's arm. You can't do that. She's lying. I know, but outbursts don't help. Then what does? Dante appears, guards escort him. Let me testify. Absolutely not, Simone says. Anything you say can be used to. I don't care. If she's lying about Rowan, I'm correcting it. They reconvene. Dante takes the stand. The prosecution questions him, hard, aggressive. Dante doesn't flinch, answers every question. Yes, he broke laws. Yes, he ran operations outside legal boundaries. Yes, he used violence when necessary. But no, he didn't coerce Rowan, didn't threaten him, didn't separate him from his child. Everything I did, Dante says, looking directly at the jury, was to protect people the system failed, including the man I love. The courtroom goes silent. Rowan's breath catches. Dante's eyes find his, hold. I'm not asking for forgiveness, Dante continues. I'm asking for understanding. When the law won't protect innocence, someone has to. The trial continues for 3 more days. Arguments, evidence, testimony. The jury deliberates for 18 hours. They return. Rowan holds his breath. On the charge of racketeering, we find the defendant guilty. Rowan's heart sinks. However, we recommend minimum sentencing due to mitigating circumstances. The judge nods on the remaining charges. Not guilty. Relief floods through Rowan, not perfect, but better than life in prison. The judge sentences Dante to 5 years. With good behavior, he'll serve 3. Dante stands, accepts the sentence without reaction. He's led away, looks back once, meets Rowan's eyes. Mouths, wait for me. 3 years, Rowan brings Elijah to visit every week. The prison's minimum security, white collar, safer than streets. Elijah learns to walk in visiting rooms, says his first words behind bulletproof glass. Dada. Dante cries, presses his hand against the glass. Elijah presses back. Rowan watches them, father and son, separated by consequences but connected by love. Will Dada come home? Elijah asks one day. He's 2 now, talking in sentences. Yes, Rowan says, soon. How soon? Very soon. 2 years and 8 months later, Dante walks out, thinner, older but free. Rowan's waiting, Elijah beside him, almost 3 years old now. He doesn't recognize the man walking toward them. Elijah, Rowan says gently, that's your daddy. Elijah studies Dante, suspicious, then something clicks, recognition, he runs. Dante drops to his knees, catches his son, holds him like he's made of glass and gold. I missed you, Dante whispers. I missed you too. They go home, not the Connecticut mansion. A house, normal size, normal neighborhood, bought with money Dante earned legally while inside, consulting, security, using his knowledge to help law enforcement shut down trafficking rings. It's not exciting, not powerful, but it's honest. Rowan makes dinner while Dante and Elijah play in the yard. He watches through the window, sees them laughing, running, being a family. That night after Elijah's asleep, Dante and Rowan sit on the porch, first time alone in years. I don't know how to do this, Dante admits. Do what? Normal life. Nobody does, we figure it out. What if I'm bad at it? Then you get better. Dante looks at him, why did you wait? Because you asked me to. That's not a reason. It's my reason. Dante reaches for Rowan's hand, hesitates. Rowan takes it, their fingers laced together. I love you, Dante says. I should have said it 3 years ago. I know. You knew. You said it in court, everyone knows. I meant to you, directly. Rowan smiles, say it again. I love you. Again. I love you, Rowan hail. Good, Rowan leans closer, because I love you too. They kiss, soft, careful, like learning each other again. Inside, Elijah calls out, Daddy, Papa, I had a dream. They pull apart, smiling. Which one is which? Dante asks. Your daddy, I'm Papa. How'd we decide that? We didn't, Elijah did. They go inside, together. Dante picks up Elijah, listens to his dream about dragons and ice cream. Rowan watches them, his family, hard-won, imperfect, real. Outside, the neighborhood sleeps. No threats, no danger, just ordinary life. The prosecutor died in prison. Heart attack, his network scattered. The remaining members arrested, tried, convicted. Justice, finally. Silas visits sometimes. He's 9 now. Still drawing, still bright. His mother remarried. Good man, safe home. The world keeps turning. Systems keep failing. But sometimes, just sometimes, broken things get fixed. Rowan puts Elijah back to bed. Dante stands in the doorway, watching. What are you thinking? Rowan asks. That I never thought I'd have this. A family. Peace. Rowan walks to him, takes his hand. Is it what you expected? It's better. They stand together, in the doorway, watching their son sleep, the small life they fought so hard to protect. Years from now, Elijah will ask about the past, about why Daddy was gone, about the scars and secrets. And they'll tell him the truth. That love is messy, that justice is complicated, that sometimes doing the right thing means breaking the rules. But most importantly, that family is worth fighting for. Always. The nursery light flickers. Rowan reaches up, tightens the bulb. Stable, steady, bright. Like everything they've built. No more running, no more hiding, no more fear. Just life, ordinary, beautiful, theirs. And in the morning when Elijah wakes, he'll find both his fathers there. present, safe home. The way it was always meant to be. Sometimes the greatest victory is simply surviving to live another day. If this story touched you, inspired you, or made you think, share it in the comments below. Tell us your truth, your struggles, your victories. Subscribe to this channel for more stories that challenge, inspire, and remind us that even in darkness, hope survives. Turn on notifications so you never miss a story. And remember, your voice matters, your story matters. Share it, inspire others. Together, we are stronger than any system that tries to break us.